Tonight, I'm giving my first project out of the level 5 in Pathways, Visionary Communication. And this is called Setting Your Vision. I need to share with you a vision about where I want to go this next year. Other than Holly telling me to clean up my back seat, although she doesn't know the busy day I had, I'm going to share with you 3 main reasons why you should become an area director. First, we're going to talk about what is an area director. Second, what does an area director do? And third, the benefits of being an area director. Usually this time of year is when we have elections. And what we would ideally like in a club setting is 5 or 6 different people all running for every single position. We want to hear 3 or 4 members say, "Ooh, I want to be secretary. No, I want to be secretary." No, we want to have an election to see who's going to be secretary. No, I'm going to be VPE. No, I'm going to be VPE. What usually happens is the leaders have to usually strong arm someone and say, you know, you'd make a really great vice president of membership. Even though you've never thought about it, you would be excellent at it. And the idea this year is to really change that philosophy, change that culture, so each of you want to take the next step in your leadership. For me, that next step is being an area director. So what is an area director? The Toastmaster Club you belong to is in a long lineage of Toastmasters throughout the world. Toastmasters International is an international nonprofit. So it is broken up into regions. There are several regions in the United States. Western United States is region number 2, I believe. Some countries are their own region, depending on population. Out of the regions, it's broken up into districts. So we all belong to District 101. And that District 101 goes from about Palo Alto all the way down to San Ardo. Several years ago, we were in District 4, which from San Francisco all the way to San Ardo, Salinas area. Toastmasters grew so much that they had to break those 2 districts into 2. Break that one district into 2, District 4 and District 101. So in the district, we have different areas. And I believe we have 5 or 6 different areas. Area A, B, C, D, E, and maybe even G. But where we belong is we belong in District A, and that stands for District Awesome, of course. So in District A, Division A, we have areas, even to break it down even further. And so the local areas that you may know of, Area A1 would be the Monterey clubs. There's 5 Monterey clubs. Area A2 would be half of Monterey and a little bit of Salinas. Area A3 would be some Salinas. Area A4 would be Santa Cruz or South Santa Cruz. And Area A5 would be Santa Cruz. So within the Santa Cruz Monterey area, there are 5 different areas. And then in each area, there are clubs. So Bayview is, I believe, in Area A1. It shifts quite a bit here and there. So how that works is just like in a club, there are different leadership opportunities in the different areas. So you could be an area director, you could be a division director, you could be a district director. Once you're a district director, you could move on to be a regional director or the international president of Toastmasters. And each of these are servant leader positions that Toastmasters take. So as leaders come up to you from Bayview and say, hey, have you thought about being the vice president of membership or president or VPE? They're also going to come up to you and say, have you thought about being an area governor, the next step? Now, what an area governor does, what they're tasked to do, well, they do somewhat like what the president does of the club. They keep track of the DCP, and the DCP stands for Distinguished Club Program. And it's how Bayview keeps track of how many points we get. So for every speech you give, you chink off one little mark towards good points towards the club. And ideally, each club wants to get 10 points, DCP points, to be what's called President's Distinguished. And the job of the president and the vice president of each club is to keep track of the club, how it's doing. Do we have enough members coming into the club? Do we have enough members giving speeches in the club? Do we have people moving through the Pathways program? And that's what the president of the club does. The area director does something similar, but for all 5 clubs. So the area director, instead of being the president of that one club, they're the leader or the director of 5 different clubs. So my role as area director A3, I'm going to be in charge of the Salinas clubs, which includes the Soledad State Prison Club, which is a project of mine. I've been several times, and if you've never been to prison, I encourage you to go and visit the Toastmaster club called Talk the Line down in Soledad. It is an amazing experience. So my job this next year, my vision is to make each of the 3 clubs in Salinas President's Distinguished. That means that I have to meet with them, hopefully monthly, each president and vice president of education, and work with them. Make sure to see that they have enough members coming in. Make sure that all their members are giving speeches. Make sure that leadership activities are taken care of. So it's a corralling the kitties to make sure each club is healthy. We also have area council meetings, just like the executive committee of our club, Bayview, has a monthly meeting. I hold monthly meetings for the president and vice president of each club in Salinas. And that's to check in with them, see what they're struggling with, answer any questions, high-level presidential or VPE questions that they may be taking place. And lastly, what we do is we hold area contests. Now, Toastmasters International holds one contest every year, and that's the international contest. And then they share between the Tall Tales contest, the humorous contest, the evaluation contest, and then halfway down the road, they do what's called a fall fusion. They used to hold a contest, but now it's called the fall fusion, which is several other contests as well. So it's our job as area directors is to corral all the clubs together and get them moving into a club contest, because we know that members of Toastmasters who participate regularly, give speeches, they say yes to leadership activities, and they participate in contests are guaranteed to continue on the success path, and their just success skyrockets. Now, lastly, the third point is why be an area director? What's the benefit of it? And this is the club culture that I am attempting to set, and the vision that I'm casting for this next year is to want people to take this role, not see it as a burden, not see it as a pain in the neck, but actually want to step up to this role. And the first reason is servant leadership. A lot of people like to lead from the front. They like to look back and they tell the troops where to go. But servant leadership is serving while you lead. It's the opposite of the triangle. It's a triangle upside down. Hey, there we go. That's kind of how we do it in Zoom. And so the leadership is on the bottom, and we serve everybody above us. And the idea of being an area governor is you don't get to just serve those in your club, but you get to have an impact among lots of other members in different clubs as well. You get to meet other people in different clubs. Being a member of Bayview is great. It is the most funnest club in area A1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got that right. But what's fun is meeting other Toastmasters as well and going to other clubs. A lot of Toastmasters get that experience when they go to a district conference or they go to a TLI, a Toastmaster Leadership Institute. You get to understand who else meets, who else comes to Toastmasters, and what do other clubs do? Do other clubs do speeches first and then table topics, or table topics first and then speeches? Some clubs don't have an all counter. Some clubs don't have a joke master. So you get to find out other clubs, what they do and how they work. And lastly is you get to support Toastmasters all around the Bay Area. You get to support Toastmasters as an area director, not just in your club, not just your friends, but you get to make more friends. If you think the people in Bayview are cool, you should meet, and I can't wait for you to meet, the Toastmasters up in Santa Cruz, or Silicon Valley, or Salinas, or the wonderful Toastmasters of the Soledad State Prison. You're going to be hearing a lot about them this year. So I encourage each of you to think about maybe stretching your comfort zone next year. Think about what a leadership position might look like in Bayview, and also what a leadership position might look like as an area director, because you are involved in something larger than just Bayview. You're involved in Toastmasters International, which is an international organization that is over 120 countries. Oh, I'm getting the clap. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.